Ladies and gentlemen, you guys ready for our first main event?
We have narrowed the field to the best 18 pro riders here. This is your starting lineup for your Pro Main. How about it, Indy? Are you ready for your first main event of the evening? That's what we're talking about right there. Let's get it started. This young gun from Sunnyvale, California, on the Bob Weerbach race team, Ross Power Sports Honda. Give it up for 23Y, Ryan Foster. Going off in the 2 spot from Warren, Oregon, on the TJ Burnett Farms Honda. Ladies and gentlemen, number 67M, we call him Dashin Davis Fisher. Your third place starter is on fire from Mount Juliet, Ohio, on the Johnny's Vintage Motorcycle Honda. Ladies and gentlemen, number 17F, give it up for Jared Vanderkoy. And this one's really on fire. He has 4 main event victories to his credit in 2014. He's second in points out of Twin Lake, Michigan on the Parkinson Brothers Racing Honda. Ladies and gentlemen, number 77J, Kyle Johnson. And what a good ride he's having here tonight out of Owensboro, Kentucky on the Arai Helmets Pilot Leathers Honda. Number 18C, Nick McFadden. Coming up next, this is the last rider on the front row. He's from Norco, California on the Southland Racing Honda. Number 44E, make some noise, Indy, for Nick Armstrong. We move to that second row, and it is from Australia on the Gear Factor Yamaha. Ladies and gentlemen, number 81P, how about a big American welcome for Jace Castles? Going off in the 8th starting spot from Salinas, California on the Rod Lake Racing RGR Honda. What? Oh, and the Briar Bauman Honda, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Bronson Bauman. Moving on in our order, going off in the 9th starting spot, if that's what he chooses, out of Barrington, New Hampshire, on the Roy Miller Honda. Ladies and gentlemen, number 27U, Jamison Minor. Here comes a young man that knows how to ride just about any kind of motorcycle you got. He's from Warrington, Pennsylvania, the Bromley Brothers, KTM Racing, KTM 450 SXF, number 54A, Dan Bromley. Now we move to our 11th place starter from Aurora, Indiana. On the Sylvester Farms Honda, number 24J, Brandon Wilhelm. Our next rider will be the last rider on row number 2, and he comes from Albion, New York. On the KTM, GE Capital KTM. Give it up for number 94B, Flying Ryan Wells. Finally, to our third row we go now. From St. Louisville, I believe it is, Ohio, on the Englehart Racing Honda, number 23F, Jeffrey Lowry. Starting in the 14th starting spot from Cincinnati, Ohio, on the Mike Butler Racing Honda, number 34F, ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Butler. Going off in the 15th starting spot from Cadillac, Michigan, on the Red Bus Relics Honda, number 25J, Dan McRoberts. Starting in the 16th starting spot from Cambridge, Minnesota, on the Anderson Brothers Motorsports Diesel Minnesota Honda, number 21L, Cole Anderson. Starting in the 17th starting spot from Hawley, Minnesota, the American Honda Motor Company machine. Ladies and gentlemen, number 10L, Mac McGrew. Last but never least is this young man from Belleville, Ohio, on the Mid-Ohio Honda F&S Worldwide Honda. Ladies and gentlemen, number 72F, Tyler Butts. And that is your field for the first main of the evening for the pro singles. I'm going to throw it up topside for the best play-by-play man in America, my partner of 6 years, Hollywood Dubler.
Appreciate that, Bear. I can't wait to see this race. They're going to give him one lap to check out the racetrack, and then they're going to bring him back and stage him up and send him off here. The pro singles main event, 18 riders, 12 laps the scheduled distance, 3 rows of 6. Remember, earlier in the day, we started with a lot more riders than this and narrowed the field down to these fastest 18 riders. We had 35 pro singles riders after qualifying. We had 32, and now we only have 18. And another reminder, we'll have the paddock area open after the 25-lap Grand National main event, and they just told them to fire them up. They'll stick the starters in the side cases of those bikes and turn them on and fire them up. Got an Australian rider in the middle of row number 2, actually the outside of row number 2. We'll see if he can get up there and get on a podium. He won at the Pappy Hoyle Classic there in Sturgis, South Dakota on Wednesday. He was our pro singles main event winner. It's good to have flat track racing at the half mile there in Sturgis, South Dakota on Tuesday and Wednesday. Shout out to Jesse J. Yim Chevrolet will be in his neck of the woods next weekend. Stop by and see him. Galesburg next Saturday night, the Galesburg Short Track, Galesburg Motorcycle Club, then the Peoria TT next Sunday. We're going to send him around one lap to check out the track. Get it out. One lap to check it out, ladies and gentlemen, then we'll come back and turn them loose. We have one Yamaha in the field. That is our Australian rider, 81P. We have a pair of KTMs, Dan Brownlee on the 54A, 94B, Flying Ryan Wells on KTMs. Everybody else is on Honda. So 15 Hondas, 1 Yamaha, 2 KTMs. Also like to say hello to Mikey Rush and his wife watching and listening in back home. They ended up second there at the Castle Rock TT, the last round of the Grand National Series, as Henry Wiles took the win. Kind of took it away from Mike into the left-hander jumping back onto the back straightaway, but second place still, good job, Mikey Rush. Lining them up, here we go, pro singles main event. Armstrong takes the inside. Nick McFadden's in the second starting spot, Kyle Johnson third, Vanderkoy fourth. Davis Fisher in the 5th starting spot on the front row, and the outside of the front row is our pole setter, 23Y, Ryan Foster. 6 Hondas on the front row. Jace Castles was the first pick on row number 2. He takes the outside of row number 2. See if he can get a good start, get up there and battle for the lead. It is time to go racing, main event style at the Indy Mile. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Lined up and ready to go. First yellow's on, second yellow's on, and they are green and they are off in a hurry. Vanderkoy snags the whole shot. Foster will take over the second position. Fisher right there in third. So it's Vanderkoy, Foster, and Fisher. Off at turn number 2, one rider deep in the fields, up high, wide, and handsome. Now one rider slipping way back in a hurry, might not be in the high gear. Down the back straightaway they go. It's Vanderkoy. He has Foster and Fisher. Now here comes Kyle Johnson. They're 4 wide going into turn number 3. Glad I'm up here at this point, ladies and gentlemen, watching this one unfold right in front of our eyes. Here they come. Into turn number 3, now off at turn number 4, back at us down the front straightaway. We're going to let you listen to them first time by. One rider is down. There's the red flag. And the red flag comes down. I'm hearing reports on the AMA Pro Radio. A rider is down into the turn number 3. You can see the air fence is bubbled up from where I'm at. There's an air fence bubbled up above that tree. And they said, bring out the red. Let's get our down rider checked out. I can see some movement over there in turn number 3. It's hard to see from way up here. There's the rider up in the air fence. You can see him on the big screen on the TV. He's up and okay. Doesn't look like his bike. We can't even see that. The bike's underneath the air fence, it looks like, but that is why the air fence is there. That's to keep these riders safe. And that is good news. Let's put our hands together for our down rider. I don't know who it is yet, but he definitely sees up and okay. His motorcycle is underneath the air fence. You can see the mechanics are headed back there to the hot box. And now at this situation, See if they're going to send them back to the starting line or if they will take them to the hot box, and they are taking the bikes directly to the hot box. So you're not allowed to work on your motorcycles at this break. If you do work on your bike, you will go back to the penalty line, so there's no allowed to make any adjustments on there. You can add some tear-offs or some grab some water if the rider needs anything. You can do that, but you just are not allowed to work on the motorcycle. They're still trying to get that motorcycle. There's the motorcycles came out from underneath that air fence. I believe it's a 25J, ladies and gentlemen. They just told me over the radio that is Dan McRoberts from Cadillac, Michigan. He's on the Red Bus Relics McRoberts Machine Shop entry, so a tough break for him. Looks like they're trying to get the bike sorted out. I'm watching the big screen TV just like the fans are here live at the Indy Mile. Did not see him go down. He's hard to see over there in turn number 3, and he had a third row starting spot, so traffic was definitely at his disadvantage going into turn number 3. And he got into the air fence, and so they're going to try to get things sorted out. The air fence crew is hard to work out there. They take these leaf blowers and stick them into the top of these air fences and blow them right back up. If they did pop one, they do have spare air fences, so we're checking things out and making sure everything's good to go. Don't see the downrider anymore on our screen, so hopefully he'll be headed back this direction soon. He does have an opportunity to jump onto a backup motorcycle if he can.
As we are in a holding pattern here, of course, as we check on our downed rider, get McRoberts' machine up and give it a quick check. The rest of the riders are in the hot box. I'm on the front stretch with a guy, which I just can't believe this. But Kevin Clark's image flagging a race is on the back of the helmet that Marc Marquez is going to wear this weekend in the MotoGP. How does that feel, Kevin Clark?
Tell you the truth, Barry, and thanks for everyone coming out. Basically, it's surreal. I won't even comprehend it for a couple of days.
You went over to Barcelona, Spain, and flagged the Super Prestigio, which was Mark's race. He had invited Brad Baker. Obviously, Marc Marquez has great respect for you as a person and as a flagman, and all of us are very, very proud of you.
Well, thank you, Barry, and the respect goes both ways, you know.
Man, it's a big deal for sure. And, of course, you're gaining fans, International Flagman of the Stars. On fanschoice.tv, we get all kinds of emails about you and how great you are. We already knew it. Now the rest of the world's discovering it. I want to talk briefly, while we're in a down pattern here, a little bit of a holding pattern, for the benefit of our new fans watching on fanschoice.tv. And let me ask you, Indianapolis, would everybody who is at their first Grand National Flat Track show please stand? I want to see how many of you are here. Please stand. Oh, that's sweet. How about it, everybody else? Let's give them a big hand and welcome to the greatest show on earth. And to the people that brought each and every one of you, we say thank you if someone influenced your decision to come. If this is your first time, we have obviously got laser lights across each and every one of these lines to let the officials know if someone breaks that light by anticipating the start and jumping it early. But Kevin, would you take a moment and please explain how the starting procedure works, how you start a race?
Basically, Barry, the lights, there's a laser, and we line up a tire and make our lines that way. So if the tire is on the line, it breaks the laser beam. What the laser beam does is it hits a relay, which will make the light go red as opposed to green. On the yellow, that's all computerized. Basically, I push a button to start the sequence, and it goes from there. And just so everyone knows, we almost didn't have this thing today because of the rain out in Rapid City, where Matt had the thing at the hotel room with the hairdryer on it for about 2.5 hours and had the fan on it all night, and the thing was basically underwater. We were playing with it all day yesterday trying to get the thing right, and we got it right. So
we were flooded big time just a few days ago at Rapid City in the middle of Sturgis Bike Week. Didn't get to have the race. Tip of the hat to Terry Reimer and the folks at Black Hills Harley for doing all they could do to make it happen. It didn't happen, but still, we appreciate all their efforts. Thank you for all that you do to promote our sport of flat track worldwide.
Thank you, Barry.
How about it, Indy? How about making some noise for this man, Kevin Clark?
Best flagman in the business. He signals those riders all night long. He tips the cap to them when they comes out for one practice. He'll give them a thumbs up the next round. We have a little bit of a delay, ladies and gentlemen. If you can see over there in Tournament 3, they have pulled that air fence completely out there. It was punctured. They're replacing it right now. They do have a backup one ready. They're throwing it into place, and then they air it up, and then they will send them out. They're getting ready to send the bikes to the line, though, so we'll see if they're going to walk them out. They're going to ride them out. They're working on that air fence in Tournament 3. And just as I spoke about just a little bit ago, we will have the open paddock area after the races. And you can go down there into the pit area and meet your favorite rider. As you can see, they were told to push these bikes out, so they're all in their starting spots. So they're going to do it once again. They have already picked their starting spots on their line. They have to go to the exact same spots right now. Man, we had a good start right off the bat. Looked like Davis Fisher, Ryan Foster, and Vanderkoy all got out front in a hurry. Kyle Johnson was tracking them down. And that was just on that first lap. They were 4 wide momentarily going into turn number 3, which was awesome. All these bikes are pretty equally tuned and pretty equal running motorcycles. They all started out their lives as 450 motocross bikes. They've been converted over into flat track bikes. So they're nice, and they're lowered down, different wheels, different tires. They put a knockoff on the rear wheel so you can take the rear brake off and the rear sprocket off, switch it around, turn around if you need to. But really neat motorcycles have been switched over into flat track bikes here. And then, of course, the Expert Twins are in a completely different ball game. So that's a lot different than what we had before. These riders already know where they're supposed to start, so they're going to go right back to those starting spots. And Daryl Brentlinger had them written down the exact spot they're supposed to start, and there goes Foster to the outside. Barry Boone's roaming around down there in the infield. What you got, Barry?
Just a couple things. I want to give a tip of the hat to the newest member of our family of sponsors. They're here tonight, our friends with Sozo. And Sozo is made with coffee berry. And for you people that are into health foods, coffee berry has 625 times more antioxidants than a blueberry, which I find incredible. So be sure and check it out. If you come down to the paddock after the show, go down and find our friends with Sozo and sample it. They've got plenty of product there for you. Also, on the front straightaway, as the riders come to the line, you'll see the helmets that are two-tone blue and kind of a silver white. Those are helmets those are Bell Star helmets. They're about $650, top of the line, premium quality helmet, and they are part of the Motorcycle Superstore Rider Contingency Program. So every one of those riders wearing those Bell Motorcycle Superstore helmets, if they win or produce a podium, they get cash from Motorcycle Superstore and Bell. Just wanted to point that out. It's kind of cool.
Absolutely. Looks like our down rider's up and okay. He's going to rejoin the pack at the tail end of the field. How about we put our hands together one more time for that 25J. Dan McRoberts is at the tail end of the field. He's getting his picture taken from flattrack.com right now. He's up and okay. It's a good thing because you go down at about 100, 110 miles an hour going into turn number 3. Never fun, but that air fence did its job, and that's why we take the air fence to every round of the AMA Pro Flat Track Racing Series. We have 6 bikes on the front row, of 6 on row number 2, 5 on the third row, and 1 bike way back there on row number 4. You can watch the live timing and scoring just like I'm looking at up here on my computer. If you go to the App Store or the Marketplace and go to AMA Pro Flat Track, there's a free version, but I definitely recommend the 99-cent version. It's only $1. You can keep the live timing and scoring going on your smartphone. I see a lot of people right here in front of me that are watching the scoring and timing, and you can see that just as I'm watching it up here on my computer. You can do that while you're here at the races or while you're at home. Also, if you can't make it out to Peoria next Sunday, be sure and watch it on fanschoice.tv, as a lot of folks are at home watching it right now, get a lot of text messages and a lot of tweets. Keeping track of us there on Twitter, AMA Pro Racing, at AMA Pro Racing, if you want to keep track on there. Also, special birthday wish goes out to Brooks Anderson. He said, Grandma, I think, or maybe his mom's, I can't remember who stopped by, but I got a note here. Happy 7th birthday to that young man who's here with us at the Indy Mile. Barry Boone?
Yeah, we're getting ready to go to racing here in just a moment, but I caught up with the newest member of our AMA Pro team, Richie Morris. He is on board in the marketing department. Richie's a very successful road race team owner. Richie, welcome aboard. Welcome to the family.
Thank you very much, Barry. It's good to be here, and it's good to see all these dirt trackers out here laying on the line tonight.
Yeah, it's good to see you out here as well, and wishing you all the luck as you're out there in the world looking to bring some great sponsors into our family of sponsors. You bring them, and we'll deliver for you. How's that?
Well, I'll do the best I can. It's been really good to me. This sport's been good to me all my life, and I just want to give back all I can.
Glad to have you on board, Richie. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Barry.
Richie Morris, the newest member of our AMA Pro family.
Awesome to have him out here. So the air fence is just about fixed out there in turn number 3, and these pro single guys are down here on the racetrack getting ready to go. You kind of wonder what's going through their head right now. If they've had one restart, they get a chance now to talk things over with their mechanic. Like I said earlier, not allowed to work on that motorcycle, but you are able to talk to your mechanic, see if you want to try something different going in the first corner, or try something different coming off the line, slip the clutch a little bit, depending on what you want to do. Looks like J.D. Beach is out there on the front straightaway. I see him. He's helping the T.J. Burnett Farms entry, Davis Fisher, who's riding number 67M, our points leader, who's looking for his first victory out there. He's outside, next to the outside of row number 1, to see if he can get to the victory podium for the first time here tonight. He's been up there on the podium, but not on top of the box.
All right, Scotty.
Go ahead.
I just keep running into all kinds of cool people down here, and I got to talk to them. We got to let these Indy fans know who we've got here. It's another Owensboro guy, and I know you all know who I'm talking about. Say hello to Roger Hayden. Raj has turned a wheel on a few flat track bikes successfully in your career, now riding for the Yoshimura Suzuki factory team and AMA Pro Road Racing. How's your season going? How you feeling?
Yeah, this season's going pretty good for us. We're third in points right now, so pretty happy with that. Wish we were a little closer to the front, too, at a couple races, but, we're getting there, and we only have one race left at New Jersey, and I like that track, so looking forward to finishing the year strong.
In the First Family of Racing book, I haven't read it yet, did they put any of the good Roger Hayden stories in there?
Yeah, I seen a few. I tried to get them to take out, but it got vetoed, but it's a really good book. I read it. It's, I'm really proud of my dad, all of his hard work and stuff, and all the money goes to charity. So it's a really good deal.
Raj, good to see you.
All right, thanks.
We'll see Roger September 13th and 14th at New Jersey. Say goodbye to Roger Hayden. Thank you, Scotty.
Appreciate it. They're getting ready to go racing. Dan Johnson said on the radio that the track is just about ready to go. We're moments away from the start of the Pro Singles main. Complete restart. We'll take one of the Kimco scooters headed down the back straightaway, and the Kawasaki Mules headed off the track off turns 3 and 4. Getting ready to fire them up here in just a second. Who's going to win this one? We're going to find out in a little bit. 18 riders all going to make the restart. Tough break for the 25 bike, the 25J Dan McRoberts, who's starting the tail end of the field. See how far he can come up. He has nothing to lose now. He's already at the back of the pack. He's going to try to come to the front. I believe he's racing out of the Lazy Days RV crew. I see the Lazy Days RV Motorsports team is down there inside the pit area, just inside there when you come in from the grandstands area towards turn number 1. They just told him to fire him up, ladies and gentlemen. He's trying to do it one more time. Complete restart, Pro Singles main event. Engines come to life. You heard me earlier, but I said we have 15 Hondas, 1 Yamaha, and 2 KTMs. Trying to fire up all the bikes, get all the crews off the racetrack. They all have starters. They stick in the side case of their bikes and fire them up. They have high compression rate engines out here. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time. Are you guys ready for our first main event? Complete restart. Lined up, ready to go. First yellow's on. Second yellow is on, and we are green. Foster goes to the high side. He wants to lead it into turn number 1. He's bringing with him a lot of company behind him. 17 riders line up right behind Foster as they go into turn number 1. 23Y is your leader into 1. Looks like Fisher's up there in the 3rd spot. Fisher gets the drive. He's going to try to take over the lead down the back straightaway they go. It is Foster out front. Now they're getting things sorted out. Looks like another rider's going to try the insides to go into turn number 3 for lap number 1 here at the Indy Mile Pro Singles main event. We are scheduled for 12 laps the distance, 18 riders. They're all still in the pack here. They come down the front straightaway for lap number 1 right here on the front side. Green flag is in the air. We got Foster out front. Van de Koy's right there. Fisher is there. It looks like Kyle Johnson was trying the high line. Now he tucks back in and gets in line back in about the 5th spot. Kyle Johnson on the 77J, the winningest rider on the circuit so far. They get nose to tail down the back straightaway. Actually, it's tire to tire. There's no noses. There's no tails. They're 3 wide going into turn number 3. Foster, Van de Koy, Fisher, McFadden is up there. 18C, it's good to see a new name up there running at the top of the class here in the Pro Singles. Nick McFadden is on an 18C bike. Here they come off of turn number 4. Lap number 2 is going in the books. That means we already have 10 laps to go. Look at the two riders now battling for the lead. Davis Fisher, Jared Vandekoy up the inside. Vandekoy is trying to take over the lead. Not so fast. Third spot, Nick Armstrong on the 44 e-bike. Kyle Johnson's right there on the 77J. As they went across the line, it was Davis Fisher, Jared Vandekoy, Nick Armstrong, Kyle Johnson, Ryan Foster, who was your fastest qualifier or pole setter in this main event, back there in the fifth spot. Davis Fisher looking for his first win of the season, his first professional win on the Grand National Circuit. He'll lead him once again off of turn number 4. Looks like Sacramento all over again, except for this time Kyle Johnson's a lot closer to the front. Vandekoy's in second. Nick Armstrong is third. Now Vandekoy takes the lead. Johnson now up to the third spot. Nick Armstrong is in fourth. The leaders right there really close to each other. Vandekoy riding a Honda tonight. He's been riding a Yamaha most of the season, made the switch over to Honda here tonight. Fisher's going to set his sights on the leader. Fisher goes up the inside. New leader down the back straightaway into turn number 3. It's Dashin Davis Fisher. What this is allowing is the third, fourth, and fifth place riders starting to catch up to the first two. Fisher back to the point. Vandekoy in second. Kyle Johnson, Nick Armstrong, Ryan Foster are all right there indeed looking for the lead. Here they come off of turn number 4 at the Indy Mile. Down the long front straightaway. Fisher. Now here comes Kyle Johnson. Ryan Foster now got the drive. He actually backed off at the flag stand. Ryan Foster had one heck of a drive but had nowhere to go in the 23Y. Actually backed off the throttle at the flag stand. Second place rider loses a lot of ground now. Kyle Johnson back to second. That will be, I believe, Nick Armstrong. Vandekoy in second. Now Johnson in second. They are side by side for second place. All this right behind Dashin Davis Fisher. 16-year-old rider is out front of this one. He's not sneaking away very far. Here they come, bringing them back at us off of turn number 4 in front of the full grandstands at the Indy Mile. It is Fisher, Johnson, Vandekoy, Kyle Johnson methodically picking them off one at a time. Johnson moves up there to the 2 spot. Anything's going to happen, but it's Fisher out front. Now Kyle Johnson in second. That's first and second in the point standings. He's been the strongest runners all year long. We've had a few other people stepping up and winning. Good battle for third and fourth place. They are right there. Vandekoy in the 17F. He's won twice, once in the Pro Singles, once in the Pro Twins this season. Nick Armstrong is also there. Ryan Foster, don't count him out on the 23Y. He won his heat race. Here he comes to the front. It is Fisher. Now look at that's Foster getting the drive and trying to move up there into the second spot. What this is doing, it's allowing Dashin Davis Fisher to get a little bit of breathing room now. Last time by the start-finish line, Davis Fisher was out front by 0.2 seconds, and looks like he's got a little bit more breathing room. Down the back straightaway. Second spot, Johnson, Armstrong, Vandekoy, Ryan Foster battling for second, third, fourth, and fifth, is allowing the leader pull away just a little bit. Here they come. Off of turn number 4, back this direction. One rider's pushing his bike back here on the inside of the front straightaway. That's Ryan Wells, the 94B bike. His night ends early. Fisher, Johnson, Vandekoy, Armstrong, Foster. That's your top 6 right now. Foster back in 5th, McFadden in 6th, Jace Castles in 7th, Jeffrey Lowry 8th, 9th will be the 24J Brandon Wilhelm, 10th is Jamison Minor. That's your top 10. Down the back chute, ladies and gentlemen, the leader pulling away. Could this be Dashin Davis Fisher's first win? We're about halfway. Actually, we're picking him off as fast as we can. It's only 12 laps. 8 laps will go in the books right here. There's your leader, Fisher out front. Johnson in second, Vandekoy third, Armstrong in fourth, Foster's in fifth. The top 5 have broken away from everybody else. '94B goes to the pit area. Down the back straightaway, Fisher's going a little bit further into the corners than anybody else. Next time by will be lap number 9. We'll have 3 laps to go, 3 miles to go for your leader. Fisher has the breathing room right now that he's been looking for. It looked like he had this much of a lead at Sacramento, but now here they come, second and third. Just as I said that, I thought he had enough breathing room. Vandekoy comes on by, so we got Vandekoy in the lead. Another rider off the pace, and he goes into the pits. Looks like Vandekoy, Davis Fisher, 1 and 2. Kyle Johnson is right there. That's your top 3. Three riders have pulled away. Now they're three wide for momentarily. Here comes Kyle Johnson. Johnson goes to the point for the first time into turn number 3. It is Johnson, 72 off the track. That's Tyler Butts. His night ends early, but it's Johnson now at the point. It always waits until the end. 27U off the track. I'm sorry about that, Tyler. 27U. I was dyslexic for a second. Kyle Johnson, whoa, third and fourth place. Touched handlebars at the start-finish line. Thought we were going to have a crash. Now our early leader has drifted back to the 4 spot. So the cream rises to the top at the end of this one. New leader, Kyle Johnson. Is Van de Kooi going to have anything for him? 2 laps to go, a mile and a half for the leader. Now Van de Kooi goes to the lead. He's from Mount Gilead, Ohio. And now he's in the lead. That is Jared Van de Kooi on the red Honda in front of Kyle Johnson, who's also on the Honda. We'll have 1 lap to go as the white flag is coming out. Here they come. Sacramento took Kyle Johnson to the last lap to lead it. Now we got Van de Kooi. He's going to lead it. Kyle Johnson's going to try the draft pass. Looked like he had him. So we had Johnson in the lead as it went across the start-finish line. Van de Kooi was second. Foster's in the 3rd spot. I'm going to concentrate on the battle for the lead. Kyle Johnson, 77J, 4-time winner this season. Van de Kooi's won twice, once in the pro singles, once in the twins. Down the back straightaway. Van de Kooi is going to think about the inside just for a second. Now he's going to sit back. I think he's going to try the draft pass. The crowd in front of me starts coming to their feet, ladies and gentlemen. Here they come to the finish line. Now everybody on their feet in front of me. Off of turn number 4, Johnson, Van de Kooi. Who's going to make the pass? Checkered flag is out. I believe it's Van de Kooi. And yet, holy cow, we will have to wait for the officials on this one because I have not seen this, ladies and gentlemen. Van de Kooi and Kyle Johnson by 0.000 on my screen. So I don't know how they're going to call this one. Van de Kooi and Johnson across the track, across the finish line at the same time, 0.000 seconds. I'm glad I'm not a scorekeeper because somebody else is going to have to be smarter than me on this one. Van de Kooi and Johnson, first and second, second and first, however you want to look at it. Nick Armstrong, third. There is one rider down off of turn number 4 into the outside wall, so the ambulance is headed that direction right now. So we'll go back to third is Nick Armstrong. Fourth is Ryan Foster. Fifth, Jeffrey Lowry. Sixth is the 54A, and I believe that is Davis Fisher is the rider that went down. The 67M is the rider that is down. So that's a tough break. He was out there leading it for most of the race. There's Van de Kooi. We're trying to figure out who the winner is. I'm not sure who they're going to give the victory to. Looks like Van de Kooi is going to get the victory lap. He's going to take his dad, and he's going to take Kill Switch with him. That little guy right there, they call him Kill Switch. He's going to get a victory lap. Actually, just Kill Switch going to go on by. Let's go through the lineup some more. Jeffrey Lowry was 5th. Dan Bromley 6th. You can put your hands together for him. 6th, Dan Bromley. 7th, 24J. Brandon Wilhelm. Nick McFadden, 8th. 30Z, Bronson Bauman. Jace Castles, the Australian rider, will finish 10th. Cole Anderson, 11th. Andrew Butler, 12th. Tyler Butts, 13th. Dan McRoberts, 14th. Mac McGrew, 15th. Davis Fisher scored for the 16th spot. He's the rider that's down in turn number 4. Jamison Minor will be 17th. And Ryan Wells, who ended his night early, will end up in the 18th spot. So the finishers, again, it looks like they've handed the win to Jared Van de Kooi. Maybe the timing and scoring goes a little bit back further than mine does, but it was a dead heat across the start-finish line. Van de Kooi, your winner. Kyle Johnson, second. Nick Armstrong, third. Barry Boone, how'd you like that main event?
Scotty.
Yes.
You know what we got to do here. We got to ask these fans at Indy, how'd you like that Indy Mile? My goodness. I tell you what, that is some kind of great racing. Our thoughts are with Davis right now down in the turn 4 region. We're thinking about him. We're going to need to move through our program. We're still going to have our podium, but we are thinking about that young man right there. The top 3 are assembling, and we will have it for you coming up next.
There's your winner, Jared Van de Kooi, and his little buddy that's on the front of that bike. They call him Kill Switch. I'm not sure how he earned that nickname, but that's his nickname. So he'll take his 17F. He's riding a Honda here tonight. Rode a Yamaha most of the season. There's a photo finish looking at it across the big screens right there. There's 2 of them here at the Indy Mile. Appreciate the folks with family events putting this event on. Van de Kooi's head up to the top of the box. Will get Johnson up there in second place. and Nick Armstrong third. That's Vanderkooi's second pro singles win, and he's won one pro twin main event this year, so his third victory on the Grand National circuit. Let's go down trackside with Barry Boone.
Let's do it, Scotty. We're going to start with our third place finisher, ladies and gentlemen. He made the trip out from Norco, California, riding the wheels off the machine tonight. Came up a little short, but we're going to ask him how he feels about that. Third place tonight at Indy. Give it up for Nick Armstrong. What a race, Nick. What a race. Tell us about it.
Yeah, that was a crazy race. Probably about halfway through, I lost my brakes, and I was just trying to run it in there and keep it on the groove. And a few times I slipped off the groove over there in 3 and 4, and it really hurt me. But all in all, I'm just happy to be on the podium.
I know you want to say thank you to a bunch of folks.
Yeah, definitely. I got to thank Southland Racing, G&G Racing, Fontana Radiator, TDFJ.com, Bell Helmets, Motorcycle Superstore. Anyone else I forgot, I really appreciate your help.
It's all good. Third place tonight at Indy, ladies and gentlemen. One more time for Nick Armstrong. Well, our second place finisher has an amazing 4 wins to his credit coming into Indy tonight. He came up a little short, but we all know one thing. He was battling all the way to the line. Give it up for number 77J, Kyle Johnson. Kyle, what a great race. Talk to us about it.
Oh, it was great. I mean, I got off to a little rough start. Everybody keeps telling me if I could just get a start, these things would be a lot easier on me. We were able to work our way to the front, and we had a great battle going with, Jared and Davis. Worry about Davis's get off. Hope he's doing all right. But yeah, me and Jared battled right down to the end, and I really didn't want to lead it coming off before, but I knew Jared was right there, and he was able to drive by me in just enough time.
Wow, congratulations. I know there's some people you want to thank too.
Oh yeah, big thanks to Parks and Brothers Racing, Mom and Dad, Hot Rod Harley Davidson, X-Trim, Motorcycle Superstore, Bell Helmet, Saddleman Seats, Motion Pro, Renthaw, and my grandma and grandpa, and all you fans for coming out here and seeing us. And I got a lot of friends in the stands, so thanks for coming and watching.
Second place tonight for Kyle Johnson. Our race winner in pro singles at the Indy Mile, ladies and gentlemen, from Mount Gilead, Ohio. Put your hands together for Jared Vanderkooy. Perhaps the biggest win of your career. How'd you do it?
I got off to a good start, and I got the whole shot the first time, and I ended up getting red flagged. Got off in about third or second or so, and just kept up there the whole race. I dropped back to fourth and kept working our way up using the draft, and got Kyle barely at the line. I knew I didn't want to pass him down the back straightaway. He would just draft me up. So I followed him into 3 and ended up working out.
I know there's some people that helped you to get atop this box here at Indy.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Floyd for letting me use his bike. It's awesome. This is a great running bike. Woody Kyle Racing for hooking me up with him. Just everybody, Motion Pro, Saddleman Seats, Motorcycle Superstore, Bell Helmets, Dunlop, just Tom Doom and Fine Jewelers, all the fans for coming out, my family. I have a lot of family here. Just everybody that's helped me. Thank you.
It's a big win. Let's make big noise for Jared Vanderkooy, your winner at Indy Mile. Now, I'm going to take these lovely ladies with me. We're going down because up next will be our expert main event, and it is moments away.
I believe they said that Davis Fisher is on his own power, has made it back to the pit area, so that's good news. Tough break for Dash and Davis Fisher. They're taking a look at the photo replay once again. Kevin Clark, of course, waving those double checkered flags. What a finish we had here at the Indy Mile. Back in the background, you can see that bike going down off of turn number 4 as he goes into the bike, definitely hitting the wall. So scary moment right there for Dash and Davis Fisher. We had a good look at the video replay. So a tough break for him. We got the Grand National main event coming up next, 25 laps, which is 25 miles. That is coming up in just a moment here at the Indy Mile.